You're listening to Mainstreet Unscripted with myself, Matthew Wallen, and my co-host, Holly Nash.
This is a podcast put on by Casa Grande Main Street, a local nonprofit organization here in Casa Grande, Arizona.
And let us begin. And welcome to episode number 7. We have come back a little bit earlier than last time because Holly's back. And she's back from the conference season, and she's got a lot of knowledge to drop on us today. And say hello, Holly, to everybody, and welcome back.
Hello. You and Stephanie held it down pretty well last episode. I was very impressed.
She did. She did a good job.
She did.
I was actually very happy with that was Stephanie's first time ever doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And she was very, very nervous, but she did a phenomenal job.
She did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So tell me, you just got back a week ago from Kingman? Was that the last stop?
No, that was 2 ago.
It was 2 ago. See, it's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
You
My shirt stayed in Kingman. I lost a shirt in Kingman because it's still hanging up in the closet.
Was it a favorite shirt?
It was. It was one of my favorite work shirts.
Oh, that's disastrous. You could always drive back up to Kingman and go get it.
I'll just go to Marshall's.
Nice. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you lost your favorite shirt, but you lost your favorite shirt, but you gained a whole bunch of information. But
I did.
Before we get into all of that stuff, I want to briefly go over a couple of things that are happening downtown. There's a few things that we always have our regular monthly and weekly things that happen. And I want to talk about there's 2 things that really I wanted to talk about. First off was Celebra.
Yeah, Celebra is one of the 4 big events that Main Street hosts. We host it in partnership with the city, but it is now largely viewed as a Main Street event. And it is September 25th. It's a Friday. It's our Hispanic Heritage Month event. This will be the 6th year of it. Yeah.
Has it really been 6 years?
Yeah.
I can't believe that. That blows my mind that we've done this 6 times already.
Yeah. And I mean, every year it just gets bigger and bigger. The first 2, we didn't partner with the city on it, but then the 3rd year they came in and started helping. And ever since then, it's just really boomed. It boomed the first year, too. For a first year event, I think we had 500, 700 people, and that's really good for a first time event.
Yeah.
And then last year, it was in the middle of a monsoon. I don't know if you remember that.
I do. I was there.
Yeah. So last year, our attendance was right around 1,500 people, which is a little lower, but considering it was pouring rain an hour before the event.
It wasn't just pouring. It was a full-blown monsoon, dust storm followed by rain that stung when it hit you. And people were wondering if it was even going to be on.
Yeah. Our Calakas from Mesa couldn't even make it because they were getting so much rain. So anyway, but they'll be here for this event as long as there's no monsoon.
So now for Celebra, when we do that, I have a hard time keeping track of who does what because it's a collaboration with the city, and the city community services handles their portion of it, and we handle who does what, and how does that break down? Yeah,
so the whole thing started. It was Arts and Humanities Commission back when it was still that. Now it's Arts and Cultures. They got a grant from the state for a Hispanic Heritage Month thing. They reached out to me and they wanted to host an event. So I put in for a grant, and then LFI and Pinal Hispanic Council. I believe LFI put in for the grant, and then Pinal Hispanic Council.
And what does LFI stand for?
Latino Familia Initiative.
Okay.
There's a lot of different branches of it, but there's one in Pinal County that Ralph Varela is a part of, and he was a Main Street board member at the time. So we partner with them, partner with the city. City does entertainment, and they pick up a lot of the bigger expenses. And I say that, but Main Street still pays for porta potties and whatnot, which is a big expense. But they do the entertainment, the stage rentals, and biggest, they help promote it. City has a really big following on social media, so that's really nice. LFI does they do a flower making booth in that Main Street alley. They host Loteria, which is bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Main Street used to buy the prizes for that, but now LFI and Pinal Hispanic Council do the prizes for that. They do a photo booth. They do all the Main Street alley is kind of their thing. And then
Got it.
Main Street gets the city special events permit, so we get the road closure.
Uh-oh. Now we've had a disaster. Holly's camera. She's got a face for radio, folks. I don't know what to tell you, but we're gonna fix that right up in a second here. Wow. Not everything is perfect when you're recording something, so sometimes things happen, and yeah. And this is unscripted, so we're gonna make sure that. I gotta make sure she's on camera here. So when you're watching this, okay, like we are in the same room. Some people have said like they don't know if we're separate or not, and so it has been yeah. So there's Holly right here, and here I am. This is the whole setup right here that we have to record with, and so I run everything and make sure it goes. And when things happen like that, well, we just gotta keep on keeping on. So. All right, so let's make sure. All right, Holly's in frame. We're back up and running again. Okay, so anyway,
Main Street. We do like the administrative work.
We don't handle anything technical for any of these events, just so you know.
That's why the city gets the sound and stage.
Okay.
Yeah, so we get the road closure permit. We make sure that everyone comes together. It's kind of like our role. We pay the event insurance. We kind of manage everyone. We're like, hey, city, are you guys doing this? What are you doing? LFI, are you doing this? We pay for the porta potties. We do the piñata walk.
When she says we, she means she. So
hey, Stephanie
that's
mans the piñata walk spreadsheet. I make the spreadsheet, and then she mans the piñata walk.
But Main Street's like the event coordinator.
Yeah. Basically, we plan it out and then give everyone their assignments. Yeah. And so it's shaping up to be really great this year. We already have our piñata walk set. For anyone who doesn't know, the piñata walk starts at like 6:15, and then every 10 to 15 minutes you go to a different local business and their piñata breaks, and there's candy for everyone. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Peddling paletas should be there. I'm pretty sure Fry's Kettle Corn will also be there.
That's okay. That's all right.
We love Jaden.
It's just when, Peddling Paletas is a business that my wife owns. So for those of you that don't know.
They're like ice cream bars.
They're the La Michoacan style popsicles. So, and it's made of all natural things. It's all, there's nothing in it that's your typical popsicle junk. And so that's why we gravitated towards it. We didn't realize that there was such a Hispanic tie to paletas, and so
you named it paletas.
I know, but because it was just what the product was called, so I didn't associate the deep heritage kind of with it. We've learned since, and so now we try to honor that and try to make sure that that's something that so we try to show up to the events that it coordinates with, right?
Yeah. So they'll be there. We have a few other food trucks that'll be there as well. The event itself is free. The food trucks obviously cost. We're not paying for you to eat.
We don't have a taco truck yet.
We do have one that is looking into it. Sarritas
Coquina? Okay.
I don't know. They do the street fair. They just moved down here, and so they are looking to get more involved.
Nice.
Yeah. So
good.
So we have that. Yeah. Celebra is always a fun one. So
now, speaking of fun, I had heard there's Emmy, who was in her previous show. I don't remember which episode it was. Was it 4?
I think it was in May.
Episode 4, I think it was.
Or in August. I don't know.
Maybe 3. Anyway, Emmy from Black Box Foundation. She wrote, scripted, is directing, and producing her own show.
Yes. Yeah, it's called A Buggy Boogie, which if anyone knows Emmy, that is the most Emmy show on the face of the planet. It's a musical for kids. It's a kids show. And so she's so proud of it. We all are, because it's really cool. Write it from the ground up. I don't know. I don't even know how you would do that.
Well, what a lot of people don't realize, and I feel like a broken record sometimes, everyone that is associated with Black Box is very, very talented.
Yes.
The level of talent that's there is surprising.
Yeah.
And so imagine that A Buggy Boogie, while the name is unique, it's probably going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because when because she has to rewrite and choreograph, not choreograph. What's it called when you like do when you rearrange music? See, that's not my world.
I'm not art. I am the one person in my family who did not get that gene. Like I played music in high school. I was in band. I played the French horn and I marched the mellophone. But that was where my artisticness stopped. I did not get the theater bone like everyone else did.
I don't even know what a mellophone is. So
it's a marching French horn.
Oh, naturally.
Obviously.
Duh. So, yeah. So, anyways, she has to rearrange all the music to fit the timing of the show, the play. So, like when they did Little Shop of Horrors, right? Those that did Black Box had to rearrange everything. And when they do it, it's done very, very well. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was another one. Really, really well. I've seen big productions from like theater companies that get thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they weren't done as well as some of the stuff that I've seen from Black Box. So,
hey, heart goes a long way. It's not always about the money.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, a Buggy Boogie, it is, they have like Cast A and Cast B. And so there's shows like every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, beginning September 14th, and then it goes all the way until October 4th. So there's like numerous weekends to go see this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times the shows are only like a weekend.
Yeah. No, this one's like 4 weekends, I think.
Nice.
Maybe 3.
Nice. Well, support the arts.
Definitely.
So we've got 2 different art companies down there. We've got Black Box, and then we have the studio that does dance, right?
Yeah.
So,
and then we have the Paramount, which has some stuff going on as well.
But they're not a theater company per se,
They're
so much as a
not.
venue.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And we don't want to, like, the Paramount's got something almost every week.
They have a lot.
And so did the deal for the Speakeasy ever get taken care of?
Yeah, they have the Serial Killer Speakeasy. That is September 17th and 18th. There's like 2 or 3 different shows each night.
Because I know there were some like last minute administrative issues that we'll call them.
They got it sorted.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so it should be fun. If you like watching serial killer documentaries, this is for you. Go check it out.
Nobody tell my wife, please.
I actually had to look up who one of them was. It was like the guy who like dressed up like clowns.
Oh, Casey.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Where do you think the fear of clowns comes from? Yeah.
Terrifying. So I will not be there, but
Nice.
I support it.
Do you know anything about the format even? Do they?
I don't. I mean, like the Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy, I've heard was super cool. I didn't get to go to it because it was on my birthday and I already had plans. But I've heard it was like super well done. And so I think it's just like, it's a play, but I think that like you're immersed like into.
Well, each scene, they bring out a signature beverage.
Yeah. And then that signature beverage has something to do with like the serial killer.
And then they tell a story.
And I don't remember who they all are. I think it was like Dahmer's one of them, the Zodiac Killer or something like that. I don't know, man.
I don't know if I want to drink that's like themed around.
Who is the one?
Cannibal.
There's like a Netflix series about one of them right now too, and he was part of it. Because the guy who's in like Sons of Anarchy is in this series, and it's really creepy on Netflix. And he's like, that guy is part of the serial killer Speakeasy too.
I don't know. My wife, she watches all these shows, and it actually frightens me because I'm pretty confident that if she ever decides
she's learning.
Yeah, she can kill me and dispose of my giant carcass without any issue at all.
If you just watch Hannibal, you know pigs eat everything.
Yeah, but not everybody has access to pigs.
Fair enough. Anyway.
Moving right along. So you went to conference season, right? Or you went to several different conferences.
Yeah.
There was, I kept calling them conferences, but there's other names that they call them, right?
They're actually all completely different. Yeah. So normally I only do one conference a year. I usually pick between Rural Policy Forum, which is Local First Arizona. They put it on. And then I pick between that and then GCOT, which is Governor's Conference on Tourism. This year I decided to do both of those. And then I also...
Now, GCOT you spoke at once, right?
GCOT I spoke at in 2023, yeah. I did I wasn't a keynote, but I was speaking at lunchtime when everyone was in the room and forced to watch me, so you take that for what it is. It felt pretty keynote. Like 400 eyes on me.
If you had food and entertainment, right? And you were there to entertain, I guess.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I've also presented at Rural Policy Forum. That's how I found out about both of these, as I presented at them.
Nice.
Yeah, so Rural Policy Forum was 2022. That one was in Winslow. And so usually I pick between those two. And then this year, there was a new one created called Downtown Matters, and it was the Arizona Alliance of Downtowns that hosted it. I think it was through them. It was held up in Flagstaff. Super cool. Perfect time of the year to go to Flagstaff. It was at the end of July, well, like mid-July. So it definitely rained the entire time, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and it's about 30 degrees cooler than here, maybe 40.
Yeah, and I stayed in the downtown hotel, and so literally the conference was at Orpheum Theater, and so it was literally like a 3-minute walk from my hotel. Super nice.
Nice.
And that one, I'm not going to lie, that one was probably the most beneficial for me this year, just because how it was purely downtown. Everything else is like for different nonprofits. Rural Policy Forum is for all kinds of nonprofits. GCOT is for the tourism industry. So while I dabble in both of those, like obviously I focus on downtown. So that one was really beneficial. And I actually took 4 pages of notes during that one.
Oh my gosh, 4 pages. So
many.
basically we have a lot to cover.
We do.
Okay.
I have so many things.
So you and I discussed a little bit about, like, as you were at the conferences, you were texting me about different things.
I get really like excited. I get so like, I get all these ideas.
Well, not just ideas, but also affirmations, right?
Yes.
So tell us about some of that stuff.
It's just, sometimes it's nice to know that I'm not actually as bad as a lot of people try to make me feel.
If you haven't noticed, there's a consistent theme of Holly abuse in the downtown district, and it's getting better.
It is.
It's getting better.
But sometimes it's just nice to hear from people like not in Casa Grande, like, hey, this is what our downtown did. And I'm like, oh, like, that's what I'm trying to do. Like,
yes.
Thank you. I'm on the same path here.
We don't just come up with all these ideas off the top of our head. We're really not that intelligent, maybe. So.
No, like I spend a lot of time, like not even just researching, but like going places, like talking to people, the conferences. I mean, part of my job, like I visit a few downtowns every year, and it's like when I'm there, like I kind of sift through, like, all right, how did this get here? Why is this here? What is the purpose? Can we use this concept? Like, there's a lot of research that I go through.
So do you want to go over conference by conference, or do you want to just go over the highlights?
We can just kind of start at the beginning and see where it goes, because like the biggest thing that I got from all of it really was like, we're in the midst of trying to change the landscape downtown, right? And that was actually part of what this whole thing was let me find it. I think it was my guy, the Happy Urbanist, right? Software upgrade requires a hardware upgrade. So like that really hit me. Like if you want someone to use,
now say that once again, because you said it and it kind of.
A software upgrade requires a hardware upgrade.
Okay.
So if you want people to use something differently, you have to change how it's used. Like you have to change the whole system.
You have to change the landscape, so to speak.
And so one of the issues that we face downtown, right, is like, I mean, there's a lot, but like we have the Florence Street, which is viewed as the downtown, but the downtown district is actually humongous.
Yeah.
It's from like 5 Points, so Florence Boulevard and Pinal, all the way over. I think that's at Brown. There was talk to move it over to Treckle, but even Brown is far.
Brown is the right now. So from Brown over to Pinal.
Yeah.
And
then
I don't know what the northernmost border is. I think
9th.
it's Cart McNatt.
No, it's 9th Street.
Oh, it's all the way up at 9th?
So it's one road north from Casa Collective. So Casa Collective and Badillon's are right at like the edge of it.
Okay.
And then it goes south to Main Ave. So just one road south the tracks. But like it's a big district. And yeah,
that's actually bigger than Flagstaff.
It's huge.
It's almost as big as Prescott. And not quite. Prescott has, if you took the courthouse out.
Yeah.
And you just took the businesses and compacted them into that space, it would be about the same size.
Yeah, but the courthouse is beautiful.
It is. But
anyway.
We have City Hall.
Yes, it's City Hall, and it's not even in the middle. It's on the outskirts.
It is.
It's kind of like Pert Park. But that's what I'm saying is like they're actually not on the outskirts. They are in the district, but people view Casa Grande's Historic Downtown District as just Florence Street.
Yeah, maybe a little of 3rd and a little of 2nd.
Yeah, and that's not how it is.
No.
And so for me, seeing the businesses on either side of Florence Street. So you have Sackatone and Marshall that really struggle. So Sackatone has Black Box in the studio, right? But during events, like, they're not getting a whole lot of traffic.
No.
And then Marshall has all kinds of salons and services, and they have the shop with meats and sweets and e-sugar rush, and they don't get nearly the traffic. And so for the past, I've been here for 6 years, like, I've really juggled with this, like, how do we get people to see that those are also part of the district?
Well,
right?
and to be fair too, Florence Street has kind of been the center of focus for past administrations in the city leadership and even within Main Street.
Well, and I think part of that is because it turns into choo-choo, right? It's a thoroughfare.
Sure.
So people can go north and south on it, even though there's no stoplight once you get to the boulevard. The stoplight's actually on Marshall. So hate me for whatever it is, whatever. But my thought was, hey, we turn Florence Street into one-way south.
Well, and it wasn't just the one-way that was the catalyst for this. It was an effort. We've talked about how do we get people to stop and smell the roses.
It was an effort to solve a bunch of problems at once. It was an effort to solve, there's 2 other roads on either side that need attention. We can't force people to drive them unless we force people to drive them. A lot of people claim that we need parking. I'm hit and miss on that one because I think that downtowns, your goal is to not park where you're shopping. It's to park and walk. But I can see that there's not like a lot of parking to be able to park somewhere and then walk everywhere. Anywhere else that you might have to park.
There's quite a bit on Marshall.
There is.
And quite a bit on
Sackatone.
Yeah.
But people don't drive those roads, so they don't know.
Sure.
And then also just to slow people down, right? You don't want semi-trucks, and you want people to slow down, and you want them to see everything. So if it's a thoroughfare road, people are just driving north-south. They're just going. They're not slowing down. They're not looking around. So the thought to address all 3 of those was turn it into a one-way road south. There's plenty of one-way roads in numerous downtowns across America, and there's plenty in Arizona alone. Flagstaff has them everywhere.
And Flagstaff's was intentional for the exact same purpose.
Exact same reason. You could tell when somebody was on the outskirts of downtown versus in, and the way that they changed it was forcing traffic to flow. So you can change the way people drive, and then they become part of the district. So that was part of it. Picking up some parking, we could maybe get rid of one side of the parallels and put diagonals and pick up some parking spaces. But really it was to try and force people to go to Marshall and to go to Sackatone. Marshall has a street light, so it would make more sense for you to drive north on Marshall and turn at a street light. Turning off of Florence Street is actually really hard. It's really visibly challenging. They've had quite a few car crashes there. So anyway, that's been a thing for a couple months that we've been trying to figure out how everyone feels about it. But going to this Downtown Matters conference, the biggest thing I took away was slow people down. You want them to slow down. And the best way to do that, right, is to take away cars. Cars are meant to get somewhere. Walking is what makes you slow. Cycling is what makes you slow. So now some of the presenters were not necessarily in favor of one-way roads because of safety hazards, but it's one of those, like, you kind of weigh the risks, right? Like, is this a road that's going to have hazards? Not really. Would slowing people down on this road have a lot of benefit? Yes. And then there's also the opportunity of cycling, right? And so we can hop over on cycling because at the Rural Policy Forum, what is it, Active Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a nonprofit. They presented all kinds of statistics on that, and I'll probably let Matt talk about that because cycling is his jam.
I didn't get the statistics that you got.
No, it's fine, but you can just talk on it in general. But because I have some of the statistics, but basically, like, so active tourism has a $900 billion industry. So that's bikes, e-bikes, all of it, right? And then 40%, well, cyclists spend approximately 40% more than somebody in a car. And why is that? Because a car goes through, cyclists are going slower, they stop, they are doing it with intention. They're not just trying to go from point A to point B.
Right.
So slowing people down, being able to add bike lanes in, things of that nature, like, it could entirely change the landscape of downtown.
You could expand it.
Yeah. could expand it. Could people's fear is that, taking away one lane of the traffic could hurt their business
or reduce visibility or make it difficult to load and unload.
But like statistically, that's not actually the case.
Well, and even if it's a one-way, we're not making everything smaller.
Correct.
So the same delivery challenge that exists now will exist then.
Well, when you want to talk delivery challenges, like we just talked about Prescott, where is Prescott's delivery trucks going? They're going into alleyways.
Yeah.
Right? Like every downtown has an accessibility issue because it's created that way to where it's walkable. People feel safer. The Happy Urbanists talked about that, right? Where it's like they feel safe when it's enclosed.
And just so everyone knows, the Happy Urbanist is I guess he's a podcaster.
Yeah, he's really cool. His name is John. Check him out.
And the stuff that he presents, it's almost addicting.
It is.
Because everything that he presents makes so much sense. And what happens as you start listening or watching, even just his little reels or his little shorts, you start seeing the things that he sees. And so, oh, this road's not very walkable. Look at this sidewalk. There's a tripping hazard here. This doesn't feel safe. I don't want to walk this street. This is, so you start seeing, or conversely, oh, this is very nice, right? Mm-hmm. And you start seeing things that you look at your town in your municipality a little bit differently, especially from a perspective of, do I want to recreate here? Do I want to hang out here? Do I want to participate in the district? And that's what our goal is to try to make it more participatory.
Yeah, and I mean, his kind of goal is, right, like people say they don't want loitering, but like, no, we want good loitering. Right? Like we want people to stay. We want people to stop. We want people to hang out. And cars don't do that. People driving, like they're just going from point A to point B.
Right.
So they might park in front of one business, but we want them to go park not by the business, and we want them to walk to that business. Because when they're walking, they see everything else. People who slow down, like they enjoy the atmosphere, they enjoy it, and it creates this place of, it's creating, a sense of place.
So what about the businesses that, there are certain businesses that fear the walk? Like, did they give an answer for that? Was there like...
Not necessarily, because it wasn't a conference on one-way roads. But it was all about creating a sense of place and why it's important. And I mean, just the examples across the state kind of show, like when you're just driving through, you're not stopping.
Typically, no.
Yeah. And so if you park, I mean, I think of when downtown, like I visit frequently, right? Everyone goes to downtown Gilbert. But you're not parking in front of the business that you're going to. You're parking, if you're lucky, you get that street parking. You are parking in a parking garage, or you are parking in a dirt lot. So
you want to know an interesting thing? I was just watching, I wish I could remember who he was. He was talking about Mill Street. Mill Street used to be like the go-to
ASU
place.
Territory. I don't go there.
Well, fair. But regardless of college allegiances, Mill Street used to be like a go-to destination to recreate and to do, and it was a tourist district. It's very strong. Mill Street's having a rough time. There's a lot of vacancies there, and there's a lot of issues with Mill. And what's changed? Mill is this huge boulevard, and it's, when you go there, walking it is not pleasant. It's always hot. It's always a ton of traffic. If you want to get to one thing or another, there's these big gaps between of different. There's not shops or anything. It was just like restaurant after restaurant after restaurant, and then there was big gaps between those restaurants. And so, as places like downtown Gilbert, downtown Mesa,
downtown Mesa's
as they
thriving.
Yes, as they improve the walkability of their areas, even downtown Chandler is doing this. And what's happening is people are like, well, I don't want to be in the hot, miserable, tons of traffic Mill Street. I want to go where it feels more hometown. It feels more local, where they can go down and they can hit 5 or 6 different things within a mile stretch.
Well, I mean, it's like downtown Prescott and downtown Cottonwood, right?
Sure.
Prescott, you can walk. You can park. There's a parking garage. You can park in the parking garage, and then 2 minutes later, you're at Hotel St. Michael, and you can walk anywhere.
Right.
Like, they do a really great job of it being walkable. And so does downtown Cottonwood. Downtown Cottonwood is very walkable. And I guess that's the thing is like, I think people are scared because it's change. People are scared of change. And maybe like some older generations, it was like we were going here to shop and we're picking this up and we're leaving. But I think that, I mean, we talked about it a few episodes ago, right? Like there's a shift in consumerism. There's a shift in who that power is. And it is no longer, you know, the older generations. You need to figure out a way to cater to the millennials, to the Gen Zs. And no, they don't want instant gratification, despite what some people might think.
They want to have a place.
They want an experience, and they like being active. They don't care if they walk. They would walk like a mile if they couldn't find an Uber. You know, like once they're committed to going somewhere, they're going to go somewhere. And they want the experience, and walking is an experience. And so our downtown, past directors have spent time beautifying it. It is beautiful. There's murals, there's projects. We have it to where it's walkable and it's pretty. Our city has stepped in to help make it safer. So it is walkable. Now we have to make people think that it's walkable instead of just parking in front of the business and leaving. Like there's a change in mindset that has to take place. And I don't think it's just going to happen organically. I think we kind of have to force it just because we are an older town with some of like the older thought processes.
So see, when you say that, when you say, oh, we got to force it, that sounds scary. Like when I hear that,
change
I think
is scary sometimes.
I mean, it can come off as kind of caustic, and I don't think that that's the intention. I don't think it's a caustic intention. I think that it's a reality.
Yeah.
I think that it's something that we have to do, but it's not coming from a perspective of this is happening, get over it, old fart. Right?
Correct.
It's not that. It's more of a perspective of, look, we're trying to improve the district as a whole. And in order to be able to do that, we have to make some changes that might feel scary, but these are changes that have worked in other municipalities and other areas very, very well. It's been very effective. We're not just doing this stuff willy-nilly we're not pulling it out of our butts. We're literally trying to do stuff.
I literally have 6 pages of notes.
Yes, there's 6 pages of notes. But these are things that are proven methods for other areas that have worked, and it's worked consistently. And these are a bunch of people that are very, very intelligent, very smart. They do this all the time. Holly does this all the time. And at some point, all we ask is for a little trust and a little that we have your best interest in mind. If you think, oh, this is going to completely hose me. I almost said the F word. This is going to really F me. My business is going to suffer because of this. That's not our goal. And it's not going to suffer. In the end, in the long run, it's going to thrive.
I think that what you just said, like it puts me on a soapbox because, right, like everyone says they want our downtown to be like some other downtown across Arizona. Like it's somewhere, either Chandler or Gilbert
Pick their favorite poison.
Or Bisbee or Cottonwood. And yes, all of these are fantastic, but let's look at the systems that they implemented. You can't say you want us to be like these other places and then fear change. Like you cannot get there if you do not allow something to change.
Yeah.
Like it is my job to go study how these things got there, and then I can pick what works in each place. Downtown Cottonwood, the city hand-picked businesses essentially, right? And then they also had Maynard there, which was good for them. Like,
yeah,
love the guy. Great wine, by the way. But he was there. And once they got his investment and like got him to buy into it, well, then everyone else is going to, right? But like that was the system that worked for them. Unfortunately, we don't have Maynard here.
Right.
But we can get people to buy into things. Jerome has one-ways. Okay, and I know that because I accidentally went the wrong way on a one-way.
Yeah, there is not really a community. Bisbee might be close, but Jerome's very difficult to get around.
It's so hard. But you know what? People go there. They thrive. And like no one complains about having to walk. No one complains about having to park down at the bottom. It's terrifying. But it's all these things, right? Like everyone has their own downtown that they want us to be like. And then when I find something that's reasonable to implement, there's resistance. And it's so frustrating. Like we cannot change, we cannot evolve if nothing changes. So like it's do we want to get better? Do we want to evolve? And it's also one of these, like something else that really stuck out to me was that like every place has issues, right? Like everyone in our downtown, there's a lot of people who like, oh, if we just did this, if we just did this, if we just did this, like everyone has their one thing, which then turns into like 100 things because there's so many people.
We have a lot of armchair quarterbacks.
We do. But once we did that, every downtown has problems. It was the director for the downtown of Baton Rouge, which separate playing field. They have a humongous budget. It was really hard to take anything away from her presentation because I'm like, please,
like you have so much money, you don't know pain.
But they really came back from like nothing, right? They had nothing, and like they were able to build to what it is today. But something that she really hit on was like, it's never done. You never reach a finish line. You are always going because there's always more you can do. And so there's always issues, right? Like there's always going to be something. We cannot make it perfect, but we can make it work. We can make it better.
That's just business in general.
It is, but I think that people really think that like if we just did this, like it would be, we could just get to Chandler, we could just get to Gilbert. I will tell you that is not my goal. We can never be Chandler and Gilbert. I say this all the time. We cannot do it. We are not on a main road like that. Let's look at Flagstaff. Let's look at Bisbee. Let's look at Cottonwood. Let's look at Jerome. Let's look at Prescott.
Let's just look at Casa Grande.
Or we can just be like, hey, y'all, we're Casa Grande.
We don't need to.
Yeah.
We don't need to be like anyone. We have our own unique personality.
Yeah.
But we can take elements
and implement what is feasible for us.
Yes, that'll work.
Yeah. And so, and all that being said, right, like the whole thing is to slow people down, force them to walk, and create a sense of place.
How about we say encourage them to walk?
Fine, encourage them
when
to
I
walk.
say force them to walk, I feel like...
I'm not going to like kick you out of your car. You can still drive.
I just get this image, Holly standing at the front of the Main Street district, and car walks up. Sorry, pal, you're going to have to walk from here. Well, I don't want to walk. That's too bad. You're in the downtown district now. Start walking.
No, I won't force you. But I mean, if we want people to spend money, they have to see more than one store. Like, why do malls do well? When you go to a mall, do you get to park right in front of the one store you're going into? Sometimes. If you're going to Shields, you do.
But typically, if I park, I have an agenda, right, to hit different things. So maybe I might park close to the entrance that is close to my agenda. But I don't know. It's a long time since I really did the mall thing.
I went to Shields yesterday. My kid loves the little fish.
Oh yeah, the giant aquarium.
Yeah. But we also went to Barnes and Noble after that.
Right, which you got to walk.
You got to walk
down the way, up the stairs.
And did I complain that I had to walk? No, because you're at the mall. You know you're gonna walk.
Did you hit the Lego store?
Obviously.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, so, but that's what I'm saying is like, it's a mindset, right? Like, hey, and everyone, I think everyone agrees that we want people to walk. I think it's just like this fear of like change. I think that's genuinely what it is. Everyone, I think, agrees. Like, no, we want them to walk to multiple places. We want them to not just come downtown for one store or one restaurant. We want them to visit other places because there's so much cross promotion going on downtown. If they didn't want people to support multiples, they wouldn't be doing that. And that is happening.
Right.
So that's obviously the goal. Everyone wants visitors to support numerous places. So why are we so resistant to something like a soft or a hardware upgrade that can create new software?
No, I agree. I have this like scenario played out in my mind, right? That the restaurants that are there and the new ones that are coming and opening up and the different changes that are happening as the quote revitalization happens, right?
Sounds so cool.
I have this thought notion that people come up and they're like, oh, we want to get, a dinner for therapy, right? Oh, it's going to be a 45-minute wait. And right now, if you have a 45-minute wait, what do people do? They turn around and they bail.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm not waiting 45 minutes. But if you have this nice walkable downtown district, they walk up and they go, well, it's going to be about a 45-minute wait. We're during our busy season. This is what's going to happen. And the people go, oh, well, do you want to wait? They go, well, yeah, we can go check out this shop over here. Or we can go walk over to this spot and check this out. And so now they're taking the 45 minutes and they're doing something, a form of recreation. Mm-hmm. And maybe they buy, maybe they don't. But they go down to Arizona native or whatever, and there's this cute little candle, and then they pick it up and they buy it. And now they weren't planning on buying that, but now money is being spread around the district. Port Therapy doesn't lose any business because the people have slowed down. They've slowed down their life. They have taken the moment to, instead of, 45 minutes, so I don't want to wait. Well, now they're turning that wait time into something that's fun and productive.
Well, and I think that this just goes back, right, to that people want experiences. Something that was addressed that we talked about, and something that was addressed in every single conference was the K economy.
Oh, we're back to the K economy.
Because it's important, right?
Now, last time we tried to explain it, it's kind of like we're not economists.
We're not.
So,
guys, I took like 2 economics courses. I'm a political science major, not economics. I like economics.
So explain the K economy.
Well, what's a K look like, right? Like it's 1 and then it's got 2 spots.
That was your official explanation, folks. I think
one goes up and one's going down. But it's basically like the people with money are still going to be having money to spend. People who are maybe more middle class or lower class are going to, that dollar is going to be stretching, right, because of inflation. So because of that, people are obviously going to spend less, but it's more so that they are going to want a bang for their buck. And something that's really popular that people are wanting to spend their money on is an experience. They don't just want good food, right? Like they want
atmosphere.
They
Vibe.
want it to be like, yeah, we had this whole experience and all we did was like, we went to dinner at Port Therapy, but then, yeah, we spent 45 minutes walking. Maybe they didn't spend any money, but they got a cool experience walking around downtown, going into all the shops. So maybe next paycheck, now they know there's all these places to go to. And it's the experience, right? Like no one wants to go back to somewhere that like, you're just like,
Yeah, we went there, waited 45 minutes, stood around. It was hot.
Food was fantastic. Drinks were great. But the 45-minute wait, probably, like, everyone could, like, be supporting each other down there.
Yeah.
By creating cool experiences.
And this is another, too, if you're out there listening and you're considering a business, there's still a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
A ton of gaps in our downtown district and opportunities for people to create more experiences.
Most places close by 3, and then all of them are closed right around 5. And so after 5 p.m., there's not a whole lot except for Port Therapy. And then you do have, you have Black Box over, Street Over, but their shows usually start around 6 or 7. So it might be like dinner and then a show. Casa Collective is more than a walk away, I'll admit that. But
not if you're on a bike.
But if you bike, see, but that was another thing that was brought up was like, opening it up to traffic, right? Because you want people to travel there and you want them to stop, and cycling is the next, like that's the next best option.
Well, and the cycling thing coincides too with the city's vision because they're doing the beautification project down Florence Boulevard. They're starting at the Freeway District right now.
How dare you say that?
I know, I am saying it. It's happening. And a big part of that is protected pedestrian and bicycle lanes. And so what that's going to translate to is all the way from the 10 freeway, and really I think it goes up and over to the promenade. They're going to have bike lanes all the way down Florence, all the way to 5 Points.
That's the goal, yeah.
That's on the plan. That's what's happening. And there was a lot of talk about converting to a one-way to get more. They went ahead and sacrificed parking to save and preserve bike lanes because that is how important that modality of travel is to municipalities.
And do we know why? Because biking and active tourism is a $900 billion industry.
And we just want a piece of it.
Yeah. And then honestly, it's because it is, right? Like, why are we missing out on this? And again, just because people who cycle spend 40% more time and more money wherever they go. So, like, do we not want them here?
Well, they're definitely more inclined to stop and smell the roses.
1,000%.
I can tell you that a lot of times we'll be out riding around, and if we see something, let's stop and get this. Yeah. Oh, let's stop and get that. Because you don't got to worry about parking. You don't got to worry about what you're kind of already there.
Yeah. I mean, it's like with walking. I don't cycle, guys. I ride a bike like twice a year, and it's either for a pub crawl or the dinner roll. It's either for alcohol or it's for food. But when I go to downtowns, we park somewhere and we walk. And it's the same thing, right? Like, oh, look at this cute shop. Like, let's go in there. But if we're driving, we're probably not going to stop and park somewhere just to go into that cute little shop right there. Because, like,
I won't park for one shop in the downtown.
But I'll walk into a store for one shop,
Yeah.
you know? And cyclists, same thing. Like, you're going to cycle through and be like, oh, that was cool. I mean, maybe, I don't know, like, are you stopping for one, or are you going to like a destination and then stopping and locking your bike up?
Depends on
walking.
what it depends on the opportunities the area provides, right? So Flagstaff has a ton of cyclists.
They do.
And so when you're there, there's plenty of places to park your bike and that feel safe and that feel like your bike's going to be okay. And then on top of that, Flagstaff has they're talking about every downtown has problems. Their problem is their streets are not wide enough for cycling. They can't put bike lanes. They have no room to grow, and they're not going to grow. So they've tried to change some signage and put share the road and put some other things on there to bring awareness to the fact that bikes are going to be present. I think a lot of people there are aware anyway, but we actually have enough room that we can incorporate that in and provide this place where they won't block the cars and still feel safe riding.
You know what's funny is the biggest thing that the mayor was proud of in Flagstaff was that they are changing infrastructure to allow for easier road closures downtown. Like, I wish.
But that's a big thing now.
It is, because they want like, every time somebody talked about like taking away parking along the main streets, like, there was a round of applause from Flagstaff people. So, like, just the vast difference between like our downtown people and then like a Flagstaff downtown, right? Like, they want bike lanes, they want parklets, they want the activity, they want someone to park elsewhere and come down there and walk. And so it was wild. But also, like,
we talked about parklets a little bit in last episode.
I love parklets.
I think Stephanie's against it.
I'll change her, don't you worry.
Well, you know what? You have to understand what it is.
Yeah.
And you have to understand and interact with it.
Yeah. So parklets really popped off during COVID because people couldn't sit inside restaurants. So that's where parklets like really became a thing. And it's just basically outdoor seating. But in order to define where that outdoor seating is like you take up a city's right of way. And so in downtown Flagstaff, there's parklets it's not designated parking because when you're on a street, it's not designated, but you make the argument to like city, like, hey, that's a parking spot in front of my place. I want to turn it into a parklet. So you're taking away the parking spot, but you're putting seats, tables. You're making it part of your restaurant or your business. You're making it a sense of place. And it does really well because it's walkable, it's cute, creates a sense of place, it creates a vibe. And
well, it makes it feel, instead of this big wide road, it compacts it. So naturally it slows people down.
I don't want to say this because it might deter people, but like I think when people think of downtowns and like walkability, they think of Europe, right? Where there's just like little seats out on like all of
little
the
bistros.
Yeah.
Little cute chairs and tables.
A parklet is basically that. It's where you have your seating out in the road and out in the open, and no one's gonna hit you because it's not even it's a parking spot that got taken up.
Yeah.
But that's like that's kind of how you create that European vibe in Arizona, at least. Is to create parklets. You're now extended out because you can't take up sidewalks because of like ADA rules, right?
Well, and there's a better sense of community.
Yeah.
With the park, because in order to understand it, you have to experience it. And when there's a place that has a lot of those, and you're walking by, and I said this in the last episode when we were talking about it, that the experience becomes more visceral. Mm-hmm. You smell the food, you see it. When it's in the restaurant, you don't. It's almost like advertising right there.
When you see people having fun and you get FOMO.
Yes.
So when we were down there, it was during the World Cup. It was like playoff season or playoff time. And so like they were out there just cheering every time there was scoring. It was for Argentina, go Messi. But but like it was a thing, right? So like every time they scored and Messi scored, like everyone cheered, and like we were going for Argentina and Messi. And so it was like, yes, like
sure. It sucks you right in.
It does. I went back that night because it was like a stop and shop. I don't remember what it was
Sip
called.
and shop?
Sip, maybe. But like I went and bought
Shop
a bottle
and
of wine and I took it back to my hotel room. But because I was like, no, I know this place. It was a cool place, cool atmosphere. I went back.
And there it is.
Yeah.
So what else? Out of 6 pages.
That was really page 1. Don't even worry.
This might be a place where we want to stop and call this part 1.
Yeah.
Do we have a part 2 that we need to get into?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, we're 50 minutes in to this show. So we're going to pause it for you guys right here and right now. We're going to go a little bit more into it in the next episode. And part 2 incoming if you want to hear it. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more, you can visit our website at
cgmainstreet.org.
And all the socials, we are
CG Main Street or Casa Grande Main Street.
Okay. And call us, write us, email us, subscribe, and like and subscribe. That's what I'm supposed to say. My kids say it's cringy when I say it. So even Holly's cringing, so I know that I've done it right. So, all right, guys, thanks. Part 2 incoming.